good hands, everybody. We're gonna really, okay. This next segment is maybe my favorite segment of the show. We have our co-producer giving what I call is a guest lecture. He's the director of the data science program at Loyola, and now heading a whole new data science institute at Loyola. He's got promoted. Start clapping right now for Dr. Gregory Matthews, everybody.
What's up, everyone? Dia's right. I am a big deal. Should I use the other mic, Dia, or is this one good? Can you hear me? Yeah. All right. I just got to start with, was anyone here last month? Did anyone see the chemistry show? Some people here? Did you buy the shark shirts and wear them? Oh, okay. That doesn't make any sense to anyone unless you were here last week. So the answer is no, and you made the right decision. Anyway, so let me tell you a little bit about what this is. I have a PhD in statistics, and what I do is I like to take the topic of the show, and I like to do a little bit of statistical analysis, or I like to do some sort of statistical topic related to the theme of the show. And so this month's theme is education. So I'm going to talk about statistical education. Okay. I'd like to start with an anecdote. Here's a picture of me in black and white, which makes me look real sexy, I think. And yeah. And let's say I'm at a party. This is an anecdote this happens to me basically every time I meet people in real life. So let's say I meet this guy at a party, and he's gonna walk up to me and he's gonna say something like, "So like, what do you do, bro?" And I'm gonna be like, "Actually, I'm a professor." And he'll go, "Nar, what subject, man?" "Statistics." And then he will tell me a 15-minute story about how he took a statistics class in college and absolutely hated it. Okay? And this has happened over and over and over and over again. And I feel like that as a statistics professor, we must be doing something wrong. We're failing. It's a fascinating subject. And so we must be failing somewhere along the lines. And so what I want to do is I want to revamp statistical education. So I have some ideas about how to revamp statistical education. And I want to talk about this sort of from all levels of education. So from junior high to high school to college. I want to give you my ideas for revamping the statistics education at all of these different levels. Okay? Here we go. Buckle up. I got some great ideas. All right. So in junior high, students, junior high is a tough time, right? We can all agree with that. Who enjoyed junior high? Clap if you enjoyed junior high. Silence. That's the same as when I actually try to tell jokes. I get one clap. So junior high is a tough time in your life, but when you want to engage junior high school students, you gotta have hands. You can't just sit there and have them and talk to them and be like, if you add up all the numbers and divide by n, you get the sample average. You're gonna lose them. I've already lost you. See, I've lost you all already. So what we gotta do is you gotta have hands-on ideas for projects. And so what I've done is I think we should have students in junior high school doing their own experiments. And you're like, well, Greg, I don't have any ideas of what kind of experiments junior high school students would be able to run. Well, that's where I come in. I've got some great ideas for you. So let me just show you one of the ideas for a junior high school experiment that you could run. Do we have any junior high school teachers here? Possibly? No, okay. Well, if you ever end up as a junior high school teacher, here's a great idea. So we have this guy. Aw, poor little guy. So we have this little guy right here, and when you run an experiment, what do you need to do? You need to take subjects, and you randomly divide them between two groups, right? And you're designing a study. And what you do is you have a treatment for them, right? And what happens a lot in junior high? Anyone? What happens in junior high that makes it so awful? Puberty. Someone said bullying, but puberty is also a great answer. I was thinking bullying. And so what you do is, if you want to study bullying in junior high school, you have to randomize the two groups, and then you have to have them bully the other students, and this is called a treatment. Okay? And then what you do is you collect the outcomes of this data. This is your response variable, right? Is this not a good idea? What else do you need, though? So you take the other group. Ideally, you have the same group. And what do you have? If you have a treatment, you also need a control. And so what you need here is you need placebo bullying. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, Greg, that's insane. What is placebo bullying? Placebo bullying is just like regular bullying, but the bully doesn't mean it. And so then you collect the outcomes there, and you can study this. And this is a classic placebo-controlled study. You can't really blind it, though. You know what I'm saying? You can't do a double blind because you know the person's being bullied. So it's not really a blinded study, but that's my idea for junior high school. So as you can see, I've got a lot of ideas. I'm an ideas man. All right, so in high school, what do most students interact with statistics? It's through the AP statistics exam, right? Most students aren't just taking they're not usually taking statistics, they're usually taking AP statistics, and this is really one of the only ways students will see statistics in their high school curriculum. And so what I've done is I've written some questions that I think would make the AP statistics exam more exciting. And so I'm going to ask you the questions. I want you to try to guess what the answers are to these. I've written some questions here. The number of concussions that a high school football player will suffer in a season can be modeled by a Poisson distribution with mean 1.2. If Johnny gets more than 2 concussions during a season, his mother will not allow him to play. What's the probability that Johnny's father will stop loving his son because he's unable to continue playing football? Is the answer A, 0.95? Is the answer B, 0.337? Or C, toxic masculinity, you can keep playing football no matter how many concussions you had if you're not a pussy? Does anyone know what the answer is? No, I'm sorry, it was B, 0.337. So sorry. You clearly can't calculate probabilities of Poisson distribution. You're in my class. I forgot, she came in, she's really a student of mine. Marissa was placebo bullied in high school as part of an education STEM initiative. As a result, she cries every day. Sad. The length of time she cries follows an exponential distribution with mean 3 hours. What's the probability that Marissa will cry for more than 6 hours? Is the answer A, 0.135, B, 0.245, or C, dear God, why are you doing this? Please stop this study. Can someone please get Marissa some help? How did this pass IRB? And the answer is, unfortunately, there's no IRB in junior high school, and so you can get away with anything. Little IRB reference for the researchers out there. Yeah, shout out. Is the answer A, B, or C, or does anyone know what the answer is here? The answer is A, correct. Wow, that was a lucky guess, though. I don't know if you guys, did you really calculate that in your head? Would you be like, oh, I know the CDF of an exponential, okay. And here's another one. Mario Bologna is a top underboss in the mob. The probability that a wise guy will break Mario's balls is 0.28. If 4 or more wise guys break Mario's balls at the same time, someone is getting whacked for showing disrespect to Mario. If there are 12 wise guys present, what's the probability that someone gets whacked? Assume independence of wise guys. Is the answer A, 0.45, B, 0.636, or, oh, I'm calculating probability here. Pizza, pasta, I'm slicking my hair back, mamma mia. Does anyone know what the answer to this one is? Does anyone know what the answer is this one?
No.
Riley, whoa, another student. Riley, what do you think the answer is? He's doing some math. Wrong, the answer's C here. The answer is C, Riley. Is that what you were gonna guess? He fucked up. Well, he doesn't know it yet, but he's failing my class, so. Don't tell him. It's not true, that would be a FERPA violation. The education people, All right.
That's right.
Oh, in a room full of education people, you just mentioned FERPA, and they're all excited about it. All right. And then finally I have ways to fix college. And so the problem with college is that we have a lot of boring textbooks. And so teaching with textbooks, Drake says no. Teaching with memes, absolutely. So what I'm proposing, and I'm really actually trying to make this happen. I'm trying to find a publisher to do this for real. I want to make an entire meme-based statistics, introductory statistics textbook. Yes, it's a good idea. Let's make it happen. So I want to just show you some ideas of how to teach statistical concepts with memes. So this is Batman. Robin is saying the joint probability of A and B is equal to the probability of A times the probability of B, and Batman is saying, only if A and B are independent, Robin. No, Riley likes that one. All my stat students love that. Oh, they love that shit. All right. That's a college statistics student with a computer. And that little dog is the world's greatest statistician in 1850. And the point of this slide is to remind students that we have incredible computational power now. And what you can do as an intro stat student is so much more impressive than what someone could have done, 70 years ago? That's math I just did in my head on the fly. PhD. Yeah, you can clap for that. You're not really gonna fail, Riley. Calm down. All right. Did you want to say something?
I'm in 173, but...
Oh, it's 173. I'm sorry, you are going to fail the class. Don't take back to me. All right, I'm a doctor. Okay, this one, I love this one so much, I don't really want to explain it, but if you get it, you get it. Oh my God, it's funny. Whatever. Okay. Here's something about the bootstrap. Oh, you did? She was making me some memes last semester about the bootstrap. I don't have one here about the bootstrap, but this one is about confidence intervals. We take a sample of size n, compute the mean and the standard error, construct a confidence interval. All assumptions are violated. Wah, wah. And what happens when your assumptions are violated? It's like a house on fire. You violated the model assumptions, your work is all trash, it's going up in flames. And finally, I wanted to end with just a little bit of ethics. When you were, oh boy, it stopped. Placebo bullied in junior high, but it felt like the real treatment. It's a little bit of an ethics lesson, right? You probably shouldn't be placebo bullying or regular bullying people. That's a little bit of a lesson. And that's, what have we learned today? Get kids interested in statistics from an early age. Italians love computing probabilities. And sometimes a placebo feels like a treatment. Thank you, I'm Greg Matthews. Follow the show on Instagram, Uncontrolled Variables. You can follow me on the socials. It's absolute nonsense. Thanks for listening to my ideas.
Give it up for Greg Matthews, everybody. We need to get this guy's tenure removed. If all you guys report him at the same time, it might happen. You guys gotta have a collective. Get up for Greg again. That was awesome.